Hello, church, and welcome to What Is It and Why Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk about the Paschal Candle. If you've ever been to church, you may have noticed a very large candle somewhere in a prominent position, maybe by the altar or by the baptismal bowl or even by a processional cross, but it's somewhere that's supposed to stand out. And it's going to stand out because it's the biggest candle in the church. Now, of course, if it's that big, it's got to be important, right? So the word Paschal comes from a Latin word that comes from a Hebrew word that's relating to Passover. And of course, for us as Christians, we call it the Paschal Candle, relating to the Paschal mystery, the mystery of our deliverance, of our salvation. And so it's also come to be known as the Easter candle. So, which as this week is Holy Week and Easter, we're going to light this candle on Easter. And it's lit on Easter Sunday through the Easter season, and then at someone's baptism and at funerals. So it's not lit any other time during the year, just those times. I usually will tell people when they can't remember when it's supposed to be lit, I always say it's the life and death candle. And so Easter, of course, when we celebrate the death and resurrection of Christ, we light it for the season of Easter. And then when somebody is reborn in the sacrament of holy baptism, we light it. And then also at a person's death, when we remember their baptism and the claim for the hope of the resurrection. So in each church, there are different designs of the candle. If you look online, you can find hundreds, if not thousands, of different designs for Paschal candles. They all have different features. Some of them have wax sculpting into them. Some of them have different colors, all different kinds of design. But the one thing that they do have in common is its size. And so just on this candle, I'll point out just a few features. So this design is called Coronation. Just a pretty design that I think matches some of the colors that we have here at Ascension. There's typically always the Alpha and the Omega, the Hebrew letters, the Greek letters for beginning and the end. The year is usually always on the bottom of the candle. Now, in some traditional churches, they usually buy a new candle every year. Not all churches do. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes they just replace the year and they keep it for a couple years until it gets to be a little shorter. You also have these noticeable things sticking out from the candle, and this is called incense. It's just pieces of incense that are encased in wax, and you'll notice that there are 5 of them. And they stand for the 5 wounds of Christ. So the Paschal Candle, things you need to know: it's the largest candle in the church. It is related to Easter, and it is lit during Easter, baptism, and funerals. And it's to celebrate and remind us of the resurrection of Christ. Now, when your lights go out in the house, the first thing you do is you look for light, right? Either find a candle or you find a flashlight. This candle here is to remind the church of the light that we have as Christians in dark times. And so at moments of death and Easter, it reassures us that Jesus Christ is our light, and that at our baptism, usually babies or candidates for baptism will receive a candle to remind them that they, as Christians, are the light of the world. So I hope that this installment of What Is It and Why Wednesday has been intriguing to you. Let me know if you have any other questions about the Paschal Candle, if you need further explanation, or if you're curious about any of the other things that are practices and items in the church. Looking forward to answering questions and coming to you next week. Have a great day. Bye.